Money, money, money. It's always about money. How do you think your boss decides whether to hire you or not? It is probably only if you'll be worth 5 times more than he pays you. So how do we make this worth go up? We invest in our skill set. This is the foundational idea of the book. Nobody will invest in you if you won't yield a higher return. And although a human life is invaluable, that's how the free market sees us. Just as you wouldn't invest in a stock that yields $100 a month when there is one next to it that yields $200 a month. Some of the skills or characteristics discussed here are accepting feedback, taking responsibility, de-escalating drama, and quick implementation. Chapter 1 is 2-week quick start. 10 characteristics of a value-driven professional. Martin Luther King, Steve Jobs, and Winston Churchill all had at least one thing in common: the ability to point to the horizon and draw an image of a greatly desired outcome that is worth waking up for every morning. Drawing a compelling vision is to leadership as the letter A is to the English alphabet. To be a great leader, draw a compelling vision with a desired outcome. Chapter 2 is Leadership Made Simple. Oh my god, another day has passed and I haven't made the marketing task that I had to. Familiar with that feeling? Procrastinating on important things is a common occurrence. But if you were to schedule it as the first thing in the morning, you would feel a lot more energized to tackle the task and its difficulty. And then, as you continued your day, you could do the other habitual things that require less effort. This way, you would go through your day feeling that the most important task is already behind you. Chapter 3 is Productivity Made Simple.
Delta Lima Zulu Niner requesting a safe landing from tower.
Landing permission granted.
Thank you for flying Improvementer Airlines. Please stay seated until the plane's full stop.
A business is like an airplane. It has 5 critical parts. Left engine is like marketing. Right engine is like sales. Fuel is like cash. The body, meaning cargo and passengers, is like overhead, meaning all expenses that do not directly contribute to revenue. And the wings are like the profitability and demand of the products. To fly the airplane safely, it needs all 5 parts to be in proportion. So does the business, if we want to succeed. Chapter 4 is Business Strategy Made Simple. In his other book, Building a Story Brand, Don presents the 7-step storytelling framework. This framework is used in movies, and according to Don, the great majority of successful movies have it. It goes like this. A character who wants something meets a guide who gives them a plan and calls them to action that helps them avoid failure and end with success. I've actually made a whole separate video about this framework. Click on the info card in the corner to watch a deeper explanation. Chapter 5 is Messaging Made Simple. Imagine you went back in time with your homemade time machine. Way to go, by the way, a noteworthy invention. You've found a caveman and presented him with your website on a laptop. If within 5 seconds he knows what the website is about, and what action he has to take to interact, congratulations, your marketing is not bad. Chapter 6 is Marketing Made Simple. Afraid of presenting in front of an audience? Imagine them in underwear and it all becomes easier. Just kidding. Although it may be helpful, a better idea is this. Start the presentation's first sentence by stating the problem that you're going to solve for your audience. That way, it will give them context for everything you say. Then, at the last line of your presentation, state the theme, because that is the part that the audience walks away remembering. If you fail to state the theme, the audience will likely quickly forget the presentation or not even know what it was about. Chapter 7 is Communication Made Simple. Imagine a couple that is in a relationship for quite some time. One day, the long-awaited moment comes. He stands down on his knee in front of an audience, proposes, and she says, "I can't," and runs away. How did they get there? In order to prevent such a situation with your prospects, make sure they're a fit for your product at the very beginning of the sales process. Make sure that they're in the organizational position to make a decision to purchase, that they have the problem you're looking to solve, and the money to afford your product. To sum it up, qualify your leads in the beginning of the conversation to avoid wasting the time of you both. Chapter 8 is Sales Made Simple. Did you ever go to a store and were given a small gift at the checkout? Like a candy bar, a small piece of chocolate, or something of the sort? And then you came back to that place just because of the tiny gift? Well, you could do the same in a negotiation. When, for example, you negotiate for a raise, you could add the fact that you would print the mission statement and hang it around the office. Or do another small task that needs to be done. You'll be surprised how much influence those things could have. Chapter 9 is Negotiation Made Simple. Every business owner has employees, even if the only employee is the owner himself. For top employee performance, first and foremost, you, the manager, need to know how the employees should achieve the goal of the department or the company in whole if you're smaller. Two tactics that may help with that are 1. Establishing clear priorities, and 2. Measuring key performance indicators. Some possible performance indicators may include customer satisfaction, sales, delivery time, and more. Choose the ones that are most relevant to your bottom line and measure them. Chapter 10 is Management Made Simple. The highest paid team member on my staff manages the execution systems. Don Miller. Management and execution are two sides of the same coin. While management creates systems, ironically, execution manages those systems. In other words, the manager sets the ideals and principles, a bit like a leader, but more on a practical scale. And then, the main goal of execution is to make sure those principles are executed in real life. Examples of execution tactics include holding weekly speed checks, celebrating your victories, and more. Chapter 11 is Execution Made Simple. If you love reading or listening to books, just like me, I've made a PDF that explains how to get 10 free audiobooks below the video. Thank you for watching, keep grinding, and see you in the next videos, champions. Bye bye.